I want to bring you some breaking news out of Mexico. This is extraordinary. Mexico's most powerful drug cartel bosses has been killed in a military operation set on fire in response to the killing of the drug lord. Now, members of organised crime have also been clashing with authorities. It's waves of violence that have spread over 5 other states, and this is just the beginning. In Colombia, but he is a tourist staying in this area of Puerto Vallarta, which many people would know. Ryan, good to see you. What did you see?
Hello.
What's happening right there now? Are you trapped?
We're essentially trapped. This morning my partner and I were supposed to be flying out of Puerto Vallarta back to Vancouver, and we were actually notified by a friend of ours, because we're in an Airbnb that kind of faces to an inner courtyard, so it's fairly quiet where we are, only to find out from our friend about exactly what was going on. No sooner did we do that, we went outside and checked through from the rooftop, because we weren't allowed out the front door, that there were multiple fires going on in Puerto Vallarta, including where I am in the Zona Romantica, which is the old town Puerto Vallarta.
If you are a Canadian in Puerto Vallarta, you need to stay in your room and barricade the doors with every piece of furniture available. What a shit, eh?
Pro Plaza, there's nobody. It's like a dead zone. I can't believe there's no authorities anywhere. Like, not even fire trucks trying to stop some of these fires.
Welcome to Mexico.
Are literally being left just to burn.
Donald Trump agreed with.
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, she is. No, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico. And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, Mr. President. No, please. So we have to do something, because we lost. The real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. You know, they like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people, and we lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada, too, by the way, in case you don't know. But they come in through the southern border, and something's going to have to be done with Mexico.
Commentator
Claudia Sheinbaum has the same power as Joe Biden did. That is none. The narcos run Mexico. It's a complete failed state and a total disaster that puts out our national security in risk. What's it all about, eh? What's it all about? Nemesio Ruben Osegura Cervantes, commonly known by his alias El Mencho, was a notorious Mexican drug lord and the founder and the longtime leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG. Born in July 1966 in Aguila, Michoacan, Mexico, he came from a rural background in the Tierra Caliente region. In his early years, he illegally entered the United States in the 1980s, living in California, where he worked various jobs before getting involved in drug-related activities. He was arrested there in 1992 on drug charges, served time, and was deported back to Mexico. So we're getting a history lesson. So I could have bumped into this guy at some time. I don't know. He doesn't look familiar to me. So after returning, Osegura briefly worked as a municipal police officer in Jalisco before fully immersing himself in organized crime. He initially joined the Milenio Cartel, also linked to figures like Ignacio Nacho Coronel. This doesn't sound good. Rising through its ranks and leading assassin squads around 2009 to 2010, following internal fractures in the Milenio Cartel, including splits of groups like La Resistencia. He co-founded and took control of the CJNG, which rapidly grew into one of Mexico's most powerful and violent criminal organizations. Under his leadership, the CJNG is notorious for, okay, here we go, trafficking massive quantities of drugs, cocaine, meth, all that, fentanyl, extreme violence, attacks on rivals, law enforcement, diversifying to other crimes like extortion, fuel theft, assassinations. Okay, this is a piece of shit. Okay, just so you know, just in case you're not sure. So he was long considered one of Mexico's most wanted fugitives. The U.S. Department of State offered a reward of up to $15 million for information leading to this arrest and or conviction, and he faced multiple U.S. federal charges. So when you're committing crimes in the U.S., and if you're illegal, there's a good chance they don't want to deport you. They want to lock you up for good. So he wasn't going to have that. So as of today, as I'm recording this, February 22nd, 2026, El Mencho was killed during a Mexican military operation in Tapalpa, Jalisco. He was wounded in clashes with security forces attempting to capture him and died from his injuries while being transported. Why did they wait so long? Reportedly by air to Mexico City for medical treatment. This event has been so he died in the air. This event has been described as one of the most significant blows to organized crime in Mexico in recent years, comparable to major takedowns like that of Joaquin El Chapo. Yeah, you remember El Chapo? I think what's his face? Sean Penn remembers well. Oh, isn't that a nice picture? What's going on? Why is this an AI image and not reality? I'm gonna tell you why, because she's stupid. Now I ordered a book, The Invisible Coup. I talked about this before. I'm gonna read it and I'll review it and I'll talk about it. But let's go to story time, okay? My mom and my aunt, they left Mexico, what I think is 1947. Now, my mom was 4 and my aunt was 2. My aunt is now, she'll be 81 this year. My mom's 83rd birthday will be in March, and it's going to be an empty one. I know my sister's feeling the pain. You know, unlike Nancy Guthrie, who probably is in Mexico under 6 feet of dirt, or her ashes are in the ocean somewhere. We know what happened to our mom. You know, she died of natural causes here in America. But my mom and my aunt left Mexico with my grandparents so they could start a restaurant in Southern California near downtown Los Angeles for a better life, okay? Yeah, you know how I stand on immigration. You know I've talked about immigration. A celebrity, she's more like a D-list celebrity, okay? I won't say who she is, but one of the characters I wrote is based on her. She believes in bridges and not walls. She's very woke left. Love, let me tell you, she probably won't see this because I'm not going to mention her. I'm not going to point her out to this, but one day I might. But if you were to go to, she's a young model, not unlike Amaya Miller. She's like a young Caucasian, 20-year-old model. You would not go to Mexico from America by yourself, okay? Kind of like that one girl that in Rambo: The Last Blood, where she goes to go meet her father in Mexico. You would not take your car and go by yourself to Mexico if you believed in bridges and not walls, because you know what's going to happen to you. If you didn't take your boyfriend with you, you know what's going to happen to you down there, right? And right now, Canadians can't even go back. They can't even take a plane back. The only thing they could do is like take their belongings and literally like get to the border and get the fuck out of there, because it's so bad. So Trump is asking Sheinbaum for help. Sheinbaum does not want to invite the help. Oh, we could do it ourselves. Are you sure? Doesn't look like it. It really doesn't. This is the time to just this is the time. This is the time for this to happen. Okay, not being stupid and being stubborn. Okay, you and your invisible coup with AOC and other authorities, the George Soroses, this anti-American attitude that you have, it's got to go. It's got to fucking go. Okay? I'm going to tell you what, when I get that book, that hardcover book, I'm going to read about it. I'm going to see all the bullshit that's been going on related to what happened to Alex Purdy and Renee Good and the George Floyd riots and all this shit, this anti-American shit. I'm going to find out what's going on, and it'll clear up everything. But it's all going to be lost because most people don't read books. Most people don't read books. They react to 10-second posts of Trump saying something out of context. Oh, black people are like for example, if Trump said, "Oh, black people are stupid," but the full context is black people are stupid, says one guy. That's what the news does. BBC, CBS, they always take things out of context and they make Trump look bad, and then it prompts these left-wingers to go and be anti-American and cause riots upon ICE officers, upon Border Patrol. Look what's happening now. Okay? Tim Walz needs to go to fucking jail. I don't know why he's still not in jail, but okay. So Mexico is a war ground. Okay? I've criticized people like Ivan Ortega. I've criticized other people like Linda Carter and Grant Kirkhope and Rome Rush. Yes, I know he's got cancer, but doesn't excuse his bad behavior. I criticized other people on other platforms because they don't, and Pat Contry as well, and Ian Ferguson, because they don't care. All they want to be is reactionaries to like stormtrooper narratives. This is not Star Wars. This is not Star Wars. This is not Darth Vader. Shut the fuck up. Stop reacting to 10-second clips and things that people show you or retweet to you on Facebook or Instagram, and wake up. Wake up. Mexico is a fucking shithole right now. Mexico is a shithole. It is a real shithole. Paul Joseph Watson won't do this segment, but I'll do it. Mexico is a shithole. When my oldest sister wanted to have a child, she didn't want to have a son and then have to take care of her own son, like natural born baby, because of the risk of hemophilia. So she wanted to adopt a baby. My mom and her ex-husband and my sister, they all went to Guatemala, but they had to go in a group to make sure nothing happened to my mom or my sister. Okay, you know, my former brother-in-law had to do something right. Okay, her ex, so she's been divorced for years, but decades. But my niece is from Guatemala through an adoption program. So I don't know why my sister wanted to go through that kind of trouble, but looking back, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of questions to have about that. So what I'm feeling right now is that I am happy to be here in the United States of America. I am proud to be a United Statesman on top of being an American, not South American, okay? Not what Bad Bunny tells you with all the flags of South America. Right now, the Canadians of North America don't feel safe. They don't feel safe where they're at. They want to get out of there. Sorry, Mexico's not Disneyland. White people, Scottish, Irish, British people. Mexico is not Coco from Disney, Pixar Disney. It can be a dangerous place. It really can. There are cartels that run everything. Somebody had pointed out, as far as Nancy Guthrie, the only way we're almost a month after her being reported missing. Somebody could have taken her to Nancy Guthrie to Mexico to see how much money they could get out of her, dealing with cartels. The cartels, something went south. The cartels shot both the kidnapper and Nancy and threw them in a desert, and she'll never be found. That's the theory. Or they could have burned both their bodies and threw them in the ocean. Their ashes in the ocean, they'll never be found. That's it. That's it. So Mexico's not a nice place. I mean, I would see stories of people getting their kidneys taken out to invest in kidneys, kidney transplants. So people just come in the middle of the night and just carve out people's kidneys or fetuses or whatever. I don't know. There's just all kinds of corrupt shit going on over there in Mexico. It's not Disneyland. Mexico is not Paris. And Paris was a shithole, wasn't it? I mean, Japan's probably the only safest place I could think of right now where there's not graffiti and all kinds of people. With Europe, there's all kinds of people coming in, migrants from south below. Like who are these people? Do they vet them? We have gates. We have borders for a reason. It's not to wear swastikas, red armbands, and call Mexicans wetbacks and herd them in cattle. It's because we're trying to keep America safe. We're trying to keep the United States safe, and maybe Canada as well. We're trying to keep people safe. We don't want people to get hurt. Okay? Every day, people try to break in illegally. So all these kids that were skipping school, when I had to cross their path, they were skipping school on their school. No ice, no ice. Do you stupid kids understand what's going on? Because these drug cartel could just walk in. Like I told you, as far as going to Mexico, you could just walk in. But when you come to the US, you have to be checked by Border Patrol and your customs, everything. We have to be safe about things. There's a reason why we do the things we do. People have to be vetted in. You get an attorney, you get immigration attorneys, one for where you live and one for where you're going. You get green cards, you apply, you do what you're supposed to fucking do. I think I saw somewhere, I don't know if I have this or not. Yeah, Trump's ICE dungeons. Yeah, this is kind of this I thought was neat. So this is the terrible place that the ICE dungeons where kids go.
Take the kids to. Honestly, this is
Yeah, I thought this was neat.
watch, so I'm just gonna give you guys a warning. This is so cruel.
Looks like a library.
Feeding them Republican propaganda. How dare they? Wow, forcing them to play basketball. That's probably
That's low, man. That's low.
right.
Hold on, he's got something more to show.
No, paradise.
Oh, this is Obama's detention center. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Just very, very
Yep.
considerate. The holes he put in those cages so that people could breathe fresh air and fresh
That's what it was like.
oxygen. Honestly, super considerate. There's Obama there, letting them be able to see a face.
So in conclusion, I think that we have to do better as Americans, as United States men, as United States women, to learn from each other. This anti-American George Soros, AOC, Scheinbaum coup to undo American value, to undo America, it has to stop. We have to rely on each other. Mexico does not have as much power as we do. We're the ones that can help them, and they're not relying on help. They're not asking for help. They're not pleading. Like what is it that you would want us to do? Okay, how is it going to get worse? They're going to bring their bullshit over here because we're not going to have it. And you know, if they try to break that border, you know that we have enough might to throw them back. So the Canadians are scared. American tourists are scared. This is what happens. When you fuck around and you play Orange Man bad activist and you block people on social media, and then you go to Mexico and then you find out. You find the fuck out. It's time for us to do something different. Can we save Mexico? Does it deserve to be saved?